Cool. Steve, what's up,
Live.
man? So what's February 1st? I got the flyer up there. Frank and
Thank
I are
you.
gonna be we're gonna be there. It's gonna be awesome. This is actually, I think, my first time attending this workshop, but you've been doing it for a long time, right?
Wow.
18 years.
18 years. Man.
Wow, Zach. You
I know.
finally made one.
I know. I know. Well, it's
I'm
listen,
happy you're making this one, Zach. I'm very
I'm
happy you're
excited.
making it.
I'm excited. So tell me the difference though. When the first one started, like how has it grown? Like, or was it always?
It was just really a meet and greet with Jay, and Jay was doing a lot of answers and questions about bodybuilding shows. Then the following year we added women in different divisions, and it just grew from there.
It's
Nice.
actually really cool. This year you have Sadiq, you have Andre Ferguson, Jacqueline Baker. Like you have a lot of top people, right? Coming down. So, and usually more
Right,
people join in
Max
too.
Charles is going to come.
That's what I'm
Right,
saying. So more
Max
people
Charles
than
is coming.
advertised. Yeah.
Guy Cisterino, the one
Oh,
and only
nice.
Frank Zeppi. It's a nice crew, and they all, we all do a little preview and questions and answers, and we explain how we got to the position we got to in this business. It's like you don't have to be a champion bodybuilder to make a living, and if you do want to be a champion bodybuilder, we do have all the resources there at every division. So it's very very informative, very informative. And then after that, you could come up and you could talk to the competitors and the speakers, take pictures and ask more personal questions. It's great. I mean, people love it. They come every year. It really is. It's the highlight day of the gym, February 1st. The first weekend of February, we do it every year.
The
It's free,
best
right?
speaker. Yeah, it's free. It's free.
Yes.
The
It's all free.
best speaker is Steve. Because he's so
No, not me.
honest.
No, no, no,
Nah, you are. Come on, you're the best. Because honestly, you're honest. When when somebody asks you a question, one of the competitors, you're 100% honest because uh, sometimes they're expecting an answer that
An ego
they
answer. An ego
yeah, they
answer.
weren't gonna get it from you. So
No
it's
ego
like
answers here.
they'll
Just
take
the
their shirt
truth.
off. They're like, I'm going into bodybuilding. I'm gonna and Steve will look at me like, maybe you should think about classic or
Well, that's a question
but
I have. What is it that what is something like an example of a question that you do? Because there's a Q&A, right? There's portions where
Yes,
the people
yes.
that are attending
First,
can
we do like
ask.
a little bio on each person and what we think is needed and what is not needed, and then we do questions and answers so we could answer, all of their questions. I think most questions are people that just want to compete. They don't know how to go about it. They don't know about a coach. They don't know about training, and there's a lot of beginners.
Mhm.
There's advanced too, like the advanced guys. They'll go to Frank or Jay or that there are speakers there for whatever division you want. Like men's physique, we have Andre. Classic physique, we have Sadiq. The women, we have Jacqueline. We also have Loli coming, who's also wellness. So Francine is coming, who is also figure. Well, she's wellness now too. She started out as figure. So I mean, there's plenty of people there to answer your questions, but mostly it's people that want to know, whether it's they need a coach, they don't need a coach, how many days they should train, where they should train, how they should train, what shows they should do.
Mhm.
It's really it goes from advanced to real beginner questions.
So to give you an idea, Zach, like some people competing might ask Jay, or not, maybe not even competing, just guys who work out in the gym. You have an opportunity to ask four-time Mr. Olympia, Jay Cutler, how do you put on size?
Yeah.
Now, how are you going to get that kind of interaction with him? You know what I mean? I mean, thousands of people are on his Instagram. He's not going to answer anybody individually. So Jay will take the time and answer the question. Then somebody might ask Francine or Loli or something about wellness and how do you develop the glutes for wellness? Or, men's physique, they'll ask Andre, how important is posing? And Andre would be like, yeah, I pose in a puddle, like. So it's like there's something for everybody
We
individually,
even have
they can get their
um,
questions.
like Shannon Day, she was a competitor, a fitness competitor, and then she turned her whole career into Bombshell, and now she's an MC. I mean, it also shows you how to get longevity in this business, other avenues to make a living, and not just be a champion bodybuilder, but compete, and maybe you're not good, but still find other ways to make a living from this sport.
Hey Frank, what are some questions you've been asked since you've gone to a lot of these? I'm sure you've been. Any that stick out, or any that you were kind of like thought were either really good or really kind of out there?
Yeah, well, you know what? I try to talk to them about maximizing their time, the time that they're in shape for photos and branding, and how they can get supplement companies, interested in them, or, how important it is to stay in shape year round, because you never know when an opportunity knocks and you don't want to be 30, 40 pounds overweight. So no one's going to hire you, and how you can use this as springboard to, other things in the industry or outside the industry to make money. If you're a trainer, or if you have a side business or whatever, uh, tens of thousands of businesses have been born out of the NPC and IFBB. So that's kind of what I do. But honestly, everybody's very respectful there. It's very well organized. It is absolutely packed. It's free. So I mean, it's definitely a great opportunity for anybody. Like Steve said, if you're somebody who's competing on a higher level, someone who's just started, someone wants to go into fitness, figure, whatever it may be, you have the top people there to answer. Then you have Sadiq will be there too. As far as, like, people might ask him too about how he, about social media and how he blew that up. Like, everyone always has some sort of question in their mind. And what is it, about 4 hours, Steve? 3, 4 hours?
Well, I was going to say it starts at 1 and ends at 4, but we usually
Yeah.
don't get out of there till about 6:30 because of all the photos and questions at the end that people want to take. Like we take our time and we answer all their questions. There's also top bodybuilders that will ask us after the seminar. They're getting ready maybe for the Arnold. Can you take a look at us? What do you think? You know what I mean? And we'll go in the posing room and we'll look. So it's
How
it's
many
pretty
people?
much.
How many people,
Sorry.
Steve? How many people in that day do you look at for who want you to look at them for?
Couple of dozen,
Uh,
a couple of dozen. Some people that really shouldn't take their clothes off, but there's a lot that are very good. But there are a couple of delusionals. There's a couple, but it's all right. They're there. They're trying. You know what I mean? I
Right.
respect that, and I spend the time with them. You know what I mean? And I tell them the truth. I say, look, you got a lot of work ahead of you.
Yeah.
I don't
Look, they
tell
got
them,
to
oh,
hear it.
get into the Mets. You're going to do good. I
Yeah.
tell them,
They
maybe you
got to
should take
hear it,
another
right?
year of training. Sorry.
I said they got to hear it. They got to hear it from somebody. It's not. Look, there's only
Yeah,
one
it's the
winner.
truth, really.
Yeah. There's
The
only one
problem is
winner,
their
right?
friends tell them, oh, you'll do good. You'll
Yeah.
you'll be fine. And I mean,
to
and there's a lot of guys, believe it or not, that are really good that don't think they're good enough. It goes on both parameters. The ones that think they're good when they're not, and the ones that are excellent that think they need to be better.
Yeah. Do you remember the wrestler George the Animal Steel? He had all the
Yes.
hair all over his body.
Hmm.
Nothing like
Yeah.
some guy dropping his pants and hitting a back double bicep with the George the Animal Steel hairy back, saying, What do I need to work on?"
And I'll say you need to shave first.
Oh man! Do you have the deodorizer like pumped up for that day in that room? Because always smells good in that room.
Well, everybody brings their food, so it also smells like a cafeteria.
Ah, it's so
how,
nasty.
Steve, how do you curate the people? I mean, I know a lot of these folks know you from their time in the industry, and a lot of them train at Bev Francis Powerhouse Gym. But how you can only have so many people come, right? You can't have a parade of people coming up there, because then it would be this multiple day affair. How do you kind of narrow it down? I'm sure people want to be there to get the exposure, but you got to say no to some people, right?
Honestly, we try to fit everyone in. It's best to get there early so you get a seat and you're settled in. But
Hmm.
there are a lot of people, and sometimes we have to turn people away, but it's very rare. We fit them in. We have them. We use the MMA boxing room, and then we also let it overflow into the cardio room. So we shut that down, so there's plenty of room in there.
How do you get people from not sneaking into the gym and working out?
That's Jimmy's and Louie's job. They patrol. Excuse me.
Does, do you ever have anybody go, "I'm an IFBB pro. I got to train for free"?
Yeah, of course. They get that all the time.
Steve, can we take a left turn? We had a question from somebody that's watching right now. It's about the
Sure.
Prague Pro. I know it's kind of a left turn here, but he said, I thought that C-Bum won. How
Sure
come the judges gave it to Martin? I want to know what was was it because some people say it was because the judge? Okay.
No, go ahead. What do people say? Let me hear.
He said some people say that the judges didn't want to award it to C-Bum because it would look bad, which I don't think would be accurate.
No, that's not. Honestly, C-Bum looked great. He looked better than he looked at the Olympia. He put more size on. He looked awesome. He still had a smaller chest. He had a smaller arm. He had smaller legs overall. It's a bodybuilding class. It's not classic physique. Classic physique, he would have won it hands down. It was a bodybuilding show. We go by bodybuilding rules. He wasn't big enough. His shape was excellent. His look is excellent. If you ask me who I'd rather look like, I'd rather look like C-Bum. But it was a bodybuilding show. Classic. If Martin wasn't classic, he might have ended up. That's really the bottom line. If Chris had 6 more months, I believe Chris could have won that. It was close. It wasn't that he didn't get blown away. Just with the rules and his size, it wasn't enough to win. Great presentation, great posing. He did everything. He did nothing wrong.
Right.
So there's a guy who did everything right, did improve, but just needed a little more mass to be a bodybuilder.
It just goes to show that won't die, man. Like about that, anytime something goes the way somebody doesn't want, it's always the judges didn't want to look bad, or it's the judges this. It's like
if the judges wanted to look good, we would have gave it to C-Bum, and we would have been heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always going to be divided.
Him. Had to go against the crowd. Was right for the sport and was right for the class.
Yeah.
We would have been absolutely rock stars if we would have voted for him. So it's not that we want to be bad guys or good guys. We just want to do our job correctly. That's it.
Right.
We're not there to make friends or make enemies. We're there just to do the right thing. And I understand why people think he should have won. But if you were there and you would have saw Martin had more mass, and he just was more of a bodybuilder than C-Bum. C-Bum, beautiful body, missing nothing, just needed a little more size. And maybe if he would have carved up more, maybe it would have been enough. I don't know, but he looked great.
Yeah.
He was ready to go. He really, I can't say anything but really good things about him.
Zack, people are still disputing the last Olympia Arnold Schwarzenegger competed in, so it's not like it's ever going to change.
And ask Victor if he should have won against Jay Cutler in what 2000 and I think.
It's still the way, but
I mean, that's bodybuilding. You know, it's
Are you judging the Arnold, Steve? Are you judging the Arnold?
Yes. I judge the Arnold every year.
Arnold Schwarzenegger said that Steve Weinberger was the best IFBB Pro League judge in the business. So, Arnold's not too big. Arnold's not too big with compliments. So, how did that feel, Steve?
That's my
with
man.
All the backlash that you get.
I like that. That honestly, it's an honor. It's a great honor because he's arguably the greatest bodybuilder of all time with what he's done.
Yeah.
I mean, no one's done more for the sport than Arnold as far as his popularity and his name. You think of Arnold, you don't even think of a movie star. You think of a bodybuilder, and he's a huge, huge movie star, and he's unbelievable. What he's done was no one ever thought. He came here, didn't even talk English.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Zack refers to him as Dutch. From like Commando? No, from Predator, right?
Predator, Dutch from Predator. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, look at all those movies that were just unbelievable. You know, from comedies to serious, action flicks.
What's your favorite Arnold movie, Steve?
Terminator.
Really? What about you, Zack?
And believe it or not, I like Kindergarten Cop. And Twins. And Twins. Twins was great.
I might go. It's weird. I'm on the spot, and this could change, but I kind of want to go True Lies. I really like True Lies. I thought
True Lies was good. Honestly, he's done so many good movies. He really has, honestly.
I'm going
I mean,
Commando.
Yeah, okay.
Commando was the
That stands
Commando
for
Commando
and
is good.
Conan.
Commando is
And
good.
I don't know how
In
I
his
remembered
first
all those
movie,
lines in Conan.
his first movie was like in 1969. It was Hercules in New York. He was in Central Park.
He's right.
That's right.
That's like just breaking into the business.
So crazy, yeah. Wasn't he in some TV movie too, right? Wasn't he like in a TV?
Really?
His name was Arnold
Yeah, he played
Strong.
Jane Mansfield's husband.
That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but he
that's
played
awesome.
Jane Mansfield, who was married to that actor that her daughter stabbed. He played Jane Mansfield's husband.
Yeah,
I forget his
Conan and
name, but
Commando.
yeah,
I remember that. Yeah, Conan and Commando. I like the best.
yeah.
I could watch those all the time.
Yeah. I could watch
Good, Zach.
Predator too. I could watch Predator as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
with Jesse the Body Ventura.
Yeah.
That guy was
Ain't got
awesome.
time to bleed.
So now with the current, with the list just announced for the Arnold, so you have what? You have all the Mr. Olympias basically
It's amazing.
competing
It's a
against
great
each other,
lineup.
right?
It is an
Yeah,
unbelievable lineup. It's going to be a fun show to judge. The
you
harder, the
can't
better.
really
I love it.
you can't really say who's gonna win until that
There's
day,
no
but you have
favorite
one.
here. There's no favorite. Honestly, you've got five excellent bodybuilders that could win that show like that. And once again, you never know who the surprise is going to be. Someone we're not even thinking about. They could come in and just do a number like a Carlos Thomas. No one even talks about him. You don't know what he's going to look like. There's a lot of guys in that show that you don't know what they're going to look like. I mean, if you go from the Olympia, you've got your three or your four that you're really looking at. But I think
And
uh, I think it's gonna be a great
yeah.
show. I mean, it's always a great show.
You know what's going to happen too? The guy who wins the Olympia, the guy who wins the Arnold, is now going to win the Olympia on social media. So everyone's going to be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, he just won the Arnold. He's going to win."
Yep.
It's not the case. It's not the case. Like when Wesley
Never.
Vissers won and
No.
people win, they're like, "Oh, this guy's going to win. He's going to win the Olympia." It's not going to happen. But who knows? It may happen. But it's just like you said,
We
what
don't judge
condition you
that
are
show on
that
the
day.
internet.
Yeah.
Yes, that on that day at that time, not the day before, not a week after, not crazy pictures on the internet. You could look great on the internet and on stage. You could be flat, or you could be, whatever. You can come in five different ways and not the right way.
Yeah.
Isn't that the whole problem with stream? When people watch a stream, they see what's on screen, whereas when you're there, especially when you're judging it, you have a specific seat that gives you the angles and everything that
The
you
best
want.
view, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, and
that's the
it's
problem. Yeah,
yeah,
some people that have seats all the way up, they see it a different way, or they're all the way to the right, or all the way to the left. I mean, you could usually figure it out, but some people, on that angle will just judge it from that angle and say, oh, so and so looked better than this guy. There's no way. Then if you
Yeah.
stand in the middle and you really look at those pictures when they're all taken, if you look at pictures and they're all taken at the exact time they're posing, it's a lot better to pose. But a lot of times when you take a picture, this guy's not completely in his pose, this guy's out of his pose, one guy's really in his pose, one guy isn't even in his pose yet. It's really hard to tell with pictures.
Especially when it's 480, the the screen is 480, resolution, and you're watching from the crowd and looking at this the
Yes.
screen, and you can't see, the veins and most cuts and stuff. So
It's frustrating when people chime in and they watched it on TV, or they didn't get a really good view.
mm, so
It's
close.
like watching a fight. And you're sitting all the way up in the crowd, and you're sitting ringside. A fight looks so different ringside than it does when you're in row 30, because some punches look like they connect when they didn't. It's so close when a guy is holding it, and the punch looks like it just grazed his face, and oh no, he hit him
Yeah.
5 times, but he didn't touch him. It's the same thing like that. You know what I mean?
Funny you should
Seating
say
is
that, because
important.
in Vegas after a UFC fight, I was in the airport, and Shane Carwin, who I didn't think got hit maybe more than 6 or 7 times the whole fight, he had knots all over his face. He was wearing shorts, his legs, like like you said, you watch it on TV, you don't see
Really?
everything
Right.
that you see. Especially wow, I couldn't believe how not
No, you got to be really ringside. You have to have really good seat. Although I will say, watching fighting on TV is better than watching it in row 30. You see more because of the cameras, but you got to make sure the camera is there to get that combination or that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Kind
for
of like
sure.
going to a football game. You see so much more in your living room than you do at the stadium. You don't get the same atmosphere and the same thrill,
Yeah.
but as far as watching, it's excellent.
Yeah,
Who's going to
especially
win
if you
the
have to
Super
go to the
Bowl?
bathroom.
Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
um, it's
I say
not
the
the Detroit.
Lions.
You say the
Ooh.
Lions? I was going to say they have no
I say the
defense.
Lions. Even without their
It's
defense, they find a way to win. I just hope it's the Lions against Buffalo, because I don't care if Buffalo wins, because I feel 4 in a row. Anyone, if those two teams win the Super Bowl, I'm winning.
Hmm.
I wouldn't mind Buffalo winning. My brother-in-law is a Buffalo fan, so my team was knocked out. So by
I just like it because
proxy,
they're from New York, but
yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
love the
go.
Lions. I just love the way they're grit. They're just a gritty team. They take chances, 4-2. They go for it. I hope they win.
I'm going for an
that's
outside pick. I'm going outside the. I'm going Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens.
That's not really an outside pick. They're a
that's
dangerous
not.
team.
They're good, dude. They're good.
Oh my God.
I'm
Outside
going the
pick.
Ravens. I'm
No,
going.
honestly, they're going to be tough. They're
Yeah.
going to be tough. I think that game is going to be tough this weekend.
Because the Lions, if they do make it, the Lions have their defense is all banged up. There's no way they're going to stop
Oh,
Derrick Henry
shame.
and
I
Lamar
know.
Jackson from running. But
And the problem is everybody tackles Henry, and Lamar Jackson's 20 yards down the line with the
Hmm.
ball.
so,
Yep.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
so yeah,
Frank, do
but
you
you got to
do
get
you do
past the
like
Chiefs.
Frank? Do you do any like DraftKings or sports betting or anything like that, or do you, Steve? I don't
No, I
because
don't. I don't.
Nah.
it's
I'm not a
confusing.
gambler at all.
Yeah, me
I don't. I
neither.
Mm-mm.
never bet. I never bet. I go to Las
No.
Vegas. I walk through that room. I don't even.
The, the only time I bet
I don't
was
like gambling. I just.
I bet probably in 2000 again with the Jets who was going to score the first touchdown because I was there Monday night and I put $100 7-1 on Anthony Becht. And Anthony Beck scored the first touchdown in the game, and I won
Wow.
like $700. I was
Nice.
like,
He's the announcer for the Jets now, and his kid is a college quarterback.
he used to
Kidding.
come to the gym once in a
Yeah,
while,
all the
right?
time.
Anthony
He
Beck?
he does the
Yeah.
radio. He does the radio for the Jets, and his
Hmm.
son is a quarterback in
Wow.
college.
Yeah, well,
Steve,
you had Eric Coleman too, right? Eric Coleman does the
Yeah,
betting show,
Eric
and he
Coleman
came
still
over.
comes to the gym. Still
Yeah,
comes.
another good guy.
Steve, I saw. Well, Frank told me too that a few pro wrestlers have been in the gym lately. From one Frank ran into one of them.
The
Yeah,
AEW.
yeah. Well,
Anybody you
they had
know
that
that?
big thing.
Yeah,
They
the
had
big
that
event.
WWE thing in Nassau Coliseum, and that's when they all came to the gym. They all used to come. Honestly, whenever in Nassau Coliseum, they come to the gym, and when the Jets were in Long Island, they all trained at the gym. But
Recently, you
Woody
had the
Johnson had to buy
AEW.
the team. The worst owner in all of the NFL. I wish he would sell that team and get a real guy to buy that team. Might be the worst owner in NFL history.
There's a couple. There's a couple.
He's up there though. He's right up
He's
there. Him and his brother. They're right up there.
he's a well. You like to see Larry David buy
That'd be great.
it.
Just to hear the talks. I'd love to
Yeah.
see Larry David buy it. I don't even
He's
care if
always
they
a good.
come in last place. I'd be hysterical every day.
So also
Can't you
too now
guys
you
catch
have
a ball? How hard is it to catch a ball? He throws it. Your hands are out. Why can't you catch it? Why don't you guys win games? He'd be hysterical.
oh my God. I mean you have the shows start in April, right? For the Mets.
Yes, the
The
Mets.
Metropolitan
Yes, the
start in
second
April is
week
the
in
first
April.
show.
Yes,
And then you're off
yes.
and running.
Off and running. The New York Pro is a week after the Pittsburgh, the second week in May, and the Universe is the same July 4th weekend. And
any
we're ready to go. I mean, I'm excited. Always excited for a new year. I love it.
any news on the competitors for New York Pro yet?
Yeah, there's a lot actually. Martin's doing it.
Oh wow.
Uh, Nick, I believe, is doing it. Carlos Thomas. There's a lot of guys doing. It's going to be an exciting show. It really is. It's my my happy time when the Arnold comes around after the season starts. It's nice to get a
Yeah.
break. It's nice to get a break, but it's also it it's just enough break where I'm ready to grab the pen and start judging or promoting.
Yeah. I'm sure. Been doing it such a long time. Must be like the downtime is like, I got to get
I
out of
like
here.
the
You said,
downtime. Like Christmas time is really nice, and New Year's, and just chilling out for January and February, getting ready for the seminar, and then March or the end of February for the Arnold, and then here we go. It keeps me going. Keeps me young in my mind.
so Zach's going to come and interview you on February 1st for his new series,
Yes.
FitBiz. Let's talk
Yeah.
about how you started the gym and all that
Zach,
stuff. A
the
lot.
best interview I ever did was Zach when he did that thing,
Thank you.
and I have it up on the website now. Thank you very much. That a
Absolutely.
lot of people have commented on that they really got to get to know me, because that was honestly, I think that was the best interview I've ever done. I really do. I don't think I've done a better interview, and I'm glad I was
Fantastic.
able to get it, and have it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It was we put a lot. The folks that put it together too were amazing, and yeah,
Yeah,
that
no, it's
we
great.
were proud. We were really proud of that,
Yeah,
and it was cool. And I just yeah, this series is really about the business side of things and how people are, yeah, whether it's starting a business or maintaining their business or expanding, just what they're doing, because the fitness industry has exploded in so many
huge,
different
huge.
ways, and people are jumping in. So how are the people that are in it staying in it, and how are the people that are
Yeah.
up and coming like Seppi Nutrition?
Look,
How do
look
they
at look
make
at
them
Frankie. Frankie's been in this since he's
exactly?
a teenager. I
Yeah,
Yeah.
mean, I know Frankie. Frankie came to the gym. He was a teenager. He's in his
19.
50s now, and not only is he in his 50s, look at the condition he's in. Besides, he's made a living
it's amazing.
for the last 30 years. Look at how he's maintained his physique.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
he looks like he's just amazing. Really, it's a healthy, very very fun, if you do it the right way to make a living. I mean,
Yeah.
would you rather do that or sit in an office to 9 to 5? You know what I mean? It's a great life. I mean, I thank the NPC and the IFBB, and I have to do it every time. I mean, I have to thank Jim Mannion, who really put me on the map, and now Tyler is taking over for Jim. I honestly, I am indebted. Really, I really am. They gave me an opportunity, and I was very lucky.
Yeah. Well,
I
they have
always
their
have
big
to thank
show, their
them,
big
because I
expo,
just well,
right?
I'm sure it's going to be great. And the good thing about that
Yeah.
expo is it's a week before the guys that are doing the expo with the big prize money, $100,000 first. Then they go to the New York Pro. They can walk away with $150,000. That's
Yeah.
not bad for 2 weeks' work.
If you win the Arnold too, you got another 500,000, right?
oh,
$650,000.
there we go, there
There
we
you go.
go.
Six
I
hundred
thought
fifty
so. You
thousand
get more.
dollars.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. No,
yeah.
it's a lot of money. I mean, think about that. When Lee Haney won the Olympia, he got on
Mhm.
$1,000 a check. Larry Scott won, and he got a crown on his head. Look at how it advanced. I mean, yes, it's not the NFL, it's not Major League Baseball, but you know what though? It's a small sport. It's not a huge multi-billion-dollar company like these baseball players that are getting almost $1 billion. Excuse me. Like, what's his name from the Mets? He got almost $800 million. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. They also
You
play
know,
162 games a year.
I still to this day don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense. No sense.
Should have put a cap on it.
I'll never understand that. Never. But bodybuilding is growing, and I think it's not going to be long before we have $1 million first place prize. I mean, it's growing at a nice pace, and soon it will be $1 million first
You know,
place.
Steve,
Now
here's
we just
another
got to get the
question.
other divisions up too, but we've got to get the audience for that.
Yeah.
One more thing I wanted to ask you. So the fit model division gets announced, and kind of I feel like every time a new division gets announced, people become enraged for some reason. They get upset that there's more. I don't understand why. I just
People
don't get it.
people don't like growth. People don't like change. People are stuck in their ways. They don't like to go with the times. If we just would have stayed with men's bodybuilding and women's bodybuilding, look at all the opportunities that would have been lost, not just for the promoters and the sport itself, but for the competitors. How many the suits, the jewelry that they make, the training that they do. Look at how many jobs have been created through these divisions. It's
Mhm.
tremendous. There are people that are making a very good living just as being on the outside, whether they're training people or they're selling a product or they're selling a clothing line, that are making a great living. And if we didn't have all these divisions, the sport wouldn't be as big as it is. The sport has grown because we have divisions. This division, I believe, is going to be huge because there are a lot of women out there that don't want to look like bikini girls. And yes, bikini women, excuse me. When we first started, they were like that, but everything evolves.
Yeah.
The runners that ran in the 50s, they can't catch the runners that run now. I mean, everything evolves. So what do? You start for the people, and now they are in the beginning stages. But we have to now, because we have all these divisions, not reward too big. Too muscular, they have to go to bikini. They get too muscular for bikini, they have to go to figure. Now that covers every avenue. And next year, when we start the men, it'll be the same for the men. We just have to make sure that we judge according and not reward extra muscularity or extra size. They have to go into, and we'll tell them, look, you didn't do good in this division because you belong in this division. So
Yeah.
you really need to know where you're going, but it opens it up for every person.
One of the biggest misconceptions about the industry right now in bodybuilding and fitness and classic is that there used to be more eyes on the sport because of the magazines. And now, being an editor in chief of some of these magazines and stuff, like, the magazine's a little lucky if they did a million. Lucky if they did a million copies. Some of the magazines did 10,000. Some they did
Muscle and
100,000.
fitness. I think muscle fitness at its peak. Muscle and fitness at its peak, I think, was 1.5.
Right. So
I
running
might be
the
wrong, but I think it was 1.5 a month.
running the Olympia Instagram and all the social platforms this year, there were over 650 million views on the Instagram account alone. That tells you how many people are interested now in this industry, not just bodybuilding, but everything that comes with it, whether it's classic, whether it's fitness. 650 million views. You would not eat. It take decades to hit that amount of people that for a month were just watching the Mr. Olympia. You know what I mean, this year. So it's incredible how many people just on the Olympia platform were watching, and that doesn't include all the people competitors who are in it. So think about that. Think about like C-Bum with 20 plus million Instagram followers. There's got to be over a billion views easily just for the contest alone. So, and that someone asked me the other day, where does that come from? And I'll tell you exactly where it comes from. International. Because when Dorian Yates was Mr. Olympia, there was no social media. He was from the UK. Now
Mm-hmm.
you had Big Ramy from Egypt, uh, and what's his name? Hadi
Howdy.
Hottie.
Chopin.
Yeah, howdy.
Yeah, Hadi Chopin. I always get Hani around, but Hadi Chopin, his following is insane. It's so many people. Like,
And
like
it
he has an
also lives
incredible
up
fan
to
base.
a whole bunch of more fans. Like bodybuilding is
Yeah.
huge in the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
And now they have a direct
Huge.
line to us, and we have a direct line to them. It opened up the whole world.
And
Bodybuilding had
so
opened up
many
to the whole
people.
world, and that's
Yeah.
why I think eventually prize money will follow too.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
Steve, here's oh,
yeah.
sorry, Frank. Can I just jump in with the question
Sure.
from the audience? From the Real Report says about the divisions. His comment is people don't like the length of the Mr. Olympia competition. They think it will take time away from the men's open and make the shows too long. So that's what he's saying. That some people are upset that there's more divisions because of the
I could
length of the show.
understand that, and I think what we need to do with that is we need, and there is talk about it, an elimination round that is not even with the show. Like if there's 60 people that qualify or 70 people that qualify for men's physique, we chop it down to 15. Let them all come, but just the top 15 move on. You know, a serious
Mm-hmm.
elimination round. I think that would help that tremendously. And I understand what they're saying, and I don't think they're wrong. Nobody wants to sit in their seat for 6 hours and watch a show.
No.
That's an interesting take, though. I didn't know that was being discussed about the elimination round. That's actually not. That's actually something
Elimination
that I never
round would be
have
very,
thought of.
very helpful. It would really bring us to the best of the best, which is what the Olympia is supposed to be. Well, it's.
I'd rather see a Royal Rumble. Like, and there goes hers over the top rope. You know?
I can't tell, Frank, if you'd be the referee or you'd be the play-by-play commentary guy in the side. And there he goes.
You know what? Oh my God.
Awesome.
Well, the sun's coming out in New York. See that sun? Sun's finally
do.
coming out.
Cold though. It's cold today. It's cold. It's like 20
Bitterly
degrees.
cold.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So the website is bevfrancis, right? .com.
.com. Yes.
Okay.
Bev Francis, and obviously go to Steve's
Right.
Instagram page.
Yes.
So just and come
And any
down.
questions? Feel free to hit me up on Instagram. I have no problem if there's like you had some questions there. If somebody has a question, I'm fine with it.
Not that you need help getting people in there because it's always packed.
No.
Thank God.
But get there
Oh,
early
Lord.
so you get a parking spot and get there
Yes,
early
come
so
early.
you get in.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and also want to say thanks to the folks for throwing out those questions. Look, it's interesting. And
Yeah.
Steve is somebody that will tell you, he's going to shoot from the hip here. He's not going to BS you. So if you really do want to know questions like that, this is a guy that is fantastic to ask and to follow. And, his Instagram handle is right under his name. It's at steveweinberger.bevsgym. And a lot of cool info on there too, man. A lot of good stuff being posted. Check it out for sure. And if you can go to this thing, I'm excited to go to it on February 1st, this NPC Stage Ready workshop. I'm looking forward to it.
I like to see Zack.
It's a fun day every day, every year. It really is really nice, It really is.
Zack
I look forward to seeing you there.
I'll be there, Frank.
Maybe you give a seminar on how to run a podcast.
Maybe.
Maybe talk. How do I get rid of this sun? Like this?
We're going to get you a shade. I'm going to send over a shade. Like a blind? Pull it down, no problem.
Frank, you got to look out. The plastic lettering on your shirt's going to melt.
It'll be muscle and fit.
Oh, man.
But yeah. Well, I'll split my time on stage with Zack at the seminar February 1st. So
No. I'll be there. I'll be capturing
Yes,
content.
it'll be great.
I will be
I really
capturing.
look forward to it.
Me too.
All right. Well, thanks for taking the
Awesome.
time, Steve.
Cool, Steve.
Wait.
All right.
Thank you, guys. Always love talking to you guys. Bye-bye.
Hang on, Zack. All right, I'm moving.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh, my God. Holy shit. The sun. I was getting half tan.
I know. I saw that. I was like, whoa, this guy. Woo.
I was getting half tan.
I saw you trying to move, like being subtle about it, like trying to slowly but surely move. And I'm like, uh-oh. What do you? Oh, you got Turkey Hill.
Drinking.
Turkey Hill iced tea. All right. Oh, diet.
You
It's
wanna
a diet
break-
iced tea.
Diet decaf.
Oh, so yeah, there you go. Real report. I hope you dug that. Look, I thought that was a really good answer. And Steve didn't dispute that these shows are long. I mean, he gets it. And I know the connection was a little wonky at times. We were doing our best, but look, a lot of cool info. And honestly, that seminar, if I were somebody in the industry, it's free. Like if I were somebody that wanted to bust into this industry or wanted to at least elevate my game, what better spot to stop than that there on that day for free?
I wonder if it's, I don't think it's common knowledge if they're thinking about doing the elimination round.
I don't either. Honestly, that was a really interesting idea. I wonder how that would work. Yeah, I wonder how that would work too. Like, so with all those people, would it be kind of like the playoffs? Like all those people would have to show up at a specific time, and that's cool.
I don't know, but how do you do that? Because like some of them will be international. They got to get visas. Some of them have to go into like, and then they have to peak twice if it's not.
Yeah.
Like, do they do that at the Olympia? Is that another show? Like, I don't know. That's
That's
a
a,
that's a
yeah.
tough one.
There was a million questions I had, but I also didn't, as you said, it was brand new to me, and they're coming to me now, just like you're spitballing them. But yeah, that would be interesting. I want look. What do you think of that? Is that a real report? Is
It's
that
hard.
something that you'd be into? Groundbreaking,
It's hard.
exactly, groundbreaking.
It's hard to when there's a delay to
I know.
see when people are going to stop talking and not start talking. So it's like start interrupting. But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, we definitely. I'm sure they're going to announce it, but an elimination round. That's
yeah.
interesting. You have to
Well,
have.
I mean, ours was
I don't
good. Ours
know.
was fine. Ours wasn't like over. I don't know what it was. I was trying to fix it desperately because I wanted to hear what he had to say. But as I said, we did our best.
So you have Samson Dowda,
Hmm.
right? Heidi Chopin, right?
Hmm.
You have Derek Lunsford.
Hmm.
You have Martin, right? Andrew Jack. All these guys going into the Arnold. Carl Thomas.
Wow.
So really, what I'd like to see come out of retirement? Big
Who
Rami. Big Rami.
was he officially retired? Did he officially announce that he?
I don't know.
No.
He just stopped competing after he I think he came in like fifth or sixth at the Olympia, right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know if he announced something or if he was just on a hiatus or if he was.
I don't
Look,
know.
I mean, I know there's a lot of pressure on him to win. I know that when he doesn't, he gets very. There's just a lot that goes with it because a lot of people counting on him and a lot of people behind him. So there's got to be it's got to be rough. You've spoken to him before, right? What does he ever talk to you
Yeah, I
about
mean,
that?
no, man. Guy's a really nice guy, but if
Hmm.
Big Rami at his best takes that show, but you got to be at your best.
Yeah. Who
I don't
was
see
training?
anybody
Who was
beating him.
coaching him? Who was coaching him? Was it Hani? No.
No, I don't know if it was a combination of the diet doc and Dennis James. I don't know,
Right. That's right. I thought Dennis James was involved, but I guess I mixed up him and Hadi for some
but
weird reason.
I don't know. That guy he was see him in
Hmm.
person, like he was
Yeah.
good. So I'd like to see him come back. But
Yeah.
whatever. You want one of these shirts, Zach?
Mm, no.
They're on olympiagear.com. Go to the official olympiagear.com for all Olympia, uh, I guess, apparel and muscle and fitness if they still have these. Look at that, Zach.
Yeah, I don't know if that's my style. That shirt necessarily. I wanted one with just the M&F look. Again, I told you I created a handful prior to when the brands were
In keynote?
acquired. Yeah, no, I did. Yeah, I did. It was totally like goofy. But then I did send them to a graphic designer to have them like
Yeah.
polish them, and I thought they were cool. But then they never went anywhere. Basically, they were just the M&F logo, but kind of faded, and they were just multiple colors. I thought it would have been pretty cool.
Yeah. So is it so look, like all of us been sick here in New York and New Jersey. There you go. We've all been sick. So our January 1st is now February 1st starting in the fit goal. It's funny too, because everyone going to the Arnold, not competing, but going to the expo is like, I got I got like 6 weeks to the Arnold. And I'm like, why? You're competing? No, I'm working the booth. Like, so the guys get shredded for the booth because I honestly think everybody in the industry is going to see them. So it
Yeah.
might get them more work or whatever. But what are your plans? What are your fit goals for the Arnold? Are you going to get a fresh pair of sketches for all the walking, or you going to?
Dude, I saw these things on. They came out of CES. They're called moonwalkers, and
Yeah.
you strap them to your feet, and they make you walk faster. Like that's what I'm gonna wear. I'm gonna rock those.
I'm
Like
gonna rock the
I'm
calf
like,
shoe. Remember the calf shoe? It was like this. It's
oh
on a little platform.
the strength shoe. Yes, I bought that thing. Oh my god, I spent $150 of my own money on that. Oh, what a waste. I could have
Really?
just walked on. I could have just walked on my toes. You know what I mean? Oh man.
I
Let
say
me
we go to the Arnold in the calf shoe.
Let me see, dude. I'm gonna show you. This is the shoe. I'm gonna take a picture of it, and I'll share it right now. The Moonwalker, baby. Basically, this thing, what it does is when you
Wow.
walk, yeah, it makes you walk faster. And they just introduced it. I wonder how much it costs, but
Does it
I
have
mean, look,
wheels?
It looks like it's got wheels. And on this website, I'll share the website. I don't know who does this. They say it's not just a mode of transportation. They represent cutting-edge innovation, named one of Time's best inventions 2023. The proprietary 8-wheel design ensures the smoothest ride over bumps and cracks, offering both speed. Yeah, dude, these people are cruising. I mean, this is the video, so it's a promotional video, but these people are cruising on there. Just
What are you
walking
gonna
on the
wear?
side.
Black socks? What are you gonna wear?
Dude, black top, black bottom.
Wear black socks and sandals. Where are you cruising at any expo? You're gonna cruise right into the back of somebody.
Or like a nice fart cloud. That's exactly what I want to avoid.
Oh my God. I'll never forget this 5-foot woman told me, she's like, I'm never going to any of these expos ever again. I go, why? She's like, think how high I am and the gas problem at these shows. And I was like, she makes a good point.
Yes. Oh, dude. I mean, that happened even at this year's Olympia. People walking by, like I can see them like turning their heads, trying to make sure no one's around, and then they just drop a bomb. And man, it's just so bad.
I was just watching this TikTok video, so it must be true, that people fart 16 to 23 times a day. And yeah, 16 to 23 times a day. I was like,
Yeah.
interesting. So now multiply that by, let's just say an expo's 8 hours. So you got to cut that into a third. So that means that's 8 farts at a maximum per 50,000 people. So that's 400,000 farts. If we break down
God, that is just so
if you
many
lit a
farts.
match, you could blow the roof.
The whole place just the roof blows off that joint. Oh, just by farts alone.
Do you like that scientific sort of, that's a great study, right? 400. So there's 400,000. And let's just see somebody slacking. Just 200,000 farts in an 8-hour period.
Or if somebody's overachieving. Like, I mean,
The 500 grams of protein guy, that guy.
Oh gosh. Yeah, for those of you who have never gone to one of these expos, we're not lying. If you give it time, when it opens up, when it first opens, everything's fine. The air is clear. You have room to maneuver. And as the days go on, especially on a Saturday because people aren't working, you walk in there and man, there's times where you can't escape it. And it just sticks in your nose hairs and your nostrils and on your clothes. Oh, yeah.
What do you think? It's the intake of all the protein that they're giving out, the bars and the shakes?
I do because it's so many samples and people are walking around and look, you want to try them and you get free energy drinks. So you pound X amount of those. And it's just like, I mean, look, my stomach's gotten twisted. In fact, I went to the hospital one year because I was working alone, this is right after COVID, setting everything up. I stayed up, you've seen me when I go there, I have to set everything up. Well, that year I was by myself. So everything had to be set up alone. I was sitting on boxes of I think it was Ronnie Coleman's book. They didn't even have chairs for me. So I just had no sleep. I drank like 4 or 5 energy drinks and I just started pouring sweat and I was like, oh no, because I didn't eat anything. So it was just awful. But fart dander is the worst.
Yeah, man. The old Metrics original drink mix.
Yeah.
That and the big back in the day, they had some bars that had some crazy amount of sugar alcohols in it. So if you're eating bars that have sugar alcohols in them, woof, all bets are off, man. That'll turn your stomach into knots.
Oh.
Because thinking if there's 10 to 12 sugar alcohols in each bar, and you're eating 3 or 4 of them during an expo, man, do you want to talk about stomach issues? Oof.
Speaking of that, how many sugar alcohols does Seppi Protein Treat have?
0.
Oh,
non-fart bar.
No fart bar, baby. That's it. Well, dude, so the other day, I've been so used to eating plant protein. And when in my shakes, but the other day I used just regular whey, and I got 3 sips in, man. I don't know. I've never been like this, and maybe it was just the brand. The brand happened to be Ghost. They sent a bunch to test, and I just had it for a while. Mm-hmm. But dude, it twisted me up, man. It was awful. Like, I don't know what happened. I know you do a lot of plant protein. Is that why?
Yeah, so I had the allergy test, and the allergy test said that I was allergic to whey protein,
Kidding.
and I was allergic to whey, which is obviously I was allergic to whey, eggs, peanuts, and obviously different levels of being allergic to these foods or whatever. But the whey, I always got bloated after I had it, and people are like, it's the most bioavailable protein ever. You can't switch to plant. And honestly, after I stopped having, I was doing like probably 50 to 100 grams, 50 to 100 grams of protein a day from whey protein. And I always had a little pooch in my stomach. And when I stopped doing it, flattened right out.
That's
So I
interesting.
was habitually bloated from the whey.
Did that come with your regular blood work? I think I did one that
No,
included an allergy test a while ago, or they did one separate. And honestly, I wasn't there for that, so I kind of didn't pay attention to it. But I would like to get that.
I did a huge one. Like I went to this wellness place and they tested everything. So what I'm allergic to, like even like dust mites and all kinds of stuff. But the foods were interesting because I'm like, are you telling me what I'm eating? He's like, no, I'm telling you what you're allergic to. And I was like, wow. And he's like, well, if you take some time off, take 6 months a year, you can slowly integrate some of these foods back. But allergic to shrimp, I was like, Super Bowl, I'll eat an entire shrimp. I eat about 30, 40 pieces of shrimp. I'm allergic to that, a lot of different things.
Man,
But
I remember saying they said it was nuts. They said it was a very small intolerance
yeah,
to nuts, and I still eat them like every so often. I don't know if it was specific ones, but nothing that I actually feel. But it did
yeah,
get me thinking. Like I really do want to know more about that. I just I gotta figure that out. Like, does anybody know? I mean, do you know? Like, what do I have to go to a doctor and specifically request it? Is there like a service
yes.
online? Okay.
Yeah, you have to. And it's funny, there's a comedian, Sebastian Maniscalco,
Yeah, yeah,
and,
that's him. Yep.
and he's like, back in the day when we were allergic to something, we just itched. And it's funny because when I have certain foods, like I'm like, I'm just gonna have eggs. I have a big red blotch right here, or on my ear. It goes away after like an hour or so, but I'm like this. I'll be fine. I got the protein.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine. you know, or every time I have what do you call it? Not stevia, the other one,
Splenda.
Splenda. Yeah, my wrists light up like a Christmas tree. They were like,
Wow, that's
so
interesting.
I don't know what the level of being allergic to is, but everyone should get it. But
Yeah, there was. I'm curious now. I have to look all this up now because I'm curious.
yeah, man. Look, we're all gonna die of something.
Yeah, I know. I just don't want it to be whey protein. I don't want it to, I want my stomach to
Right?
explode.
You might shit out your spleen. You shit out your spleen for whey protein.
Yeah, well,
That's
it's the real reports. I have I did the DNA for 23andMe. I did it for Fit Genes. I did it for Ancestry. Does it actually tell you those things? Here's the other thing.
nah,
I haven't looked at those in how many years. They just sell my data. So that's cool.
dude. I was on TikTok, and all of a sudden I get this random like message. So I'm like, okay. So I go and I look at the profile, and when I tell you this kid, he's probably 20 years old, looked exactly like me when I was 20 years. Like
Wow.
that movie, The Fockers, when he
Yeah.
when he sees him, I'm like, oh my god. So now I'm like, I'm going in. I'm looking to see he's from Italy, and I'm like, wait, I was in Italy, and I'm looking, and I'm like, he wasn't myself, but he looked exactly like me. Like I couldn't even, when I tell you exactly. So I'm like, I'm not putting anything out in 23andMe or any of those ancestral.coms or whatever, because like, who knows who's gonna start contacting you from the past? Can you imagine? Like, look at me, I'm your I'm your
Yeah.
son. We have 12 matching DNA. Like, I don't know, man. And how some people say that that's it's not accurate. Like, I'm 0.0.0.1%, something, whatever. Can I get some sort of government,
Yeah.
I don't know. Or can I make claim to this land or something? You know what I mean? It's like I don't know how accurate it is. I have to do some more research before I did it. But I don't know. It's just weird. I think there's a doppelganger in the world for all of us.
Yeah.
There's a
No, there.
Zach.
Yeah.
There's a Zach in somewhere right now.
I
But
always get people are saying that I look like so, like, because I guess like people with shaggy hair and beards, I guess we all look the same because like a lot of people are like you look like this person. And most of the time it's people I don't know because it's probably people from the internet or YouTube
yeah.
or whatever, and I'm not aware of them. So I'm like, okay, great. And sometimes I look up who they say, and they're these like huge assholes, like these like total dicks, and I'm like, man, do I have to look like this person? Can I look like somebody that's I don't know, kind or fun or interesting?
You look like Ted. You look like Ted Bundy.
I know. Awesome. Thanks. Thanks for the compliment. Thanks a
You're like
lot.
the Unabomber. Did you? I think the last days right now on TikTok is January 19th.
Yeah, it's like Sunday or something. That's the thing. It's like I started after you were posting on there until you got in trouble or whatever.
I got shadow banned.
And then I saw the news that it's going away, and I'm like, well, I was posting all of our stuff on there because we're Frank and I are trying to get fit seekers. What we're trying when we go around and we explore things and speak to, we're trying to get more eyes on it. But now I'm like, that's like not an outlet now. So now what? Where do you go from there?
I wonder where everyone's going to run, or if a billionaire is going to come in at the last minute, or someone's going to buy it. But I just saw a video today. I was like, wow. There was a woman went to Turkey to get some
Hair
plastic
transplant?
surgery. No, she went to get, I think it was a tummy tuck and something else, like multiple procedures. And the doctor came out and told her, like her, relative, that she died
Yeah.
on the table, and that they did an autopsy, and that she was missing parts of her brain and other organs. And there was nothing they could do because when they signed the waiver, that's just what it is. I was like,
Sheesh.
wow.
Oh boy.
So I don't know. I was just like, go. TikTok has a lot of information.
What about the reversible gene therapy that we were someone spoke to
Yes.
us about the other day in Honduras? So Frank and I were at this event. David Beckham was speaking about his product IM8, which I've been taking for 3 days. So I'm three.
Me
right
too.
now. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'm three. And it's not bad. It's like it actually
No.
doesn't taste bad at all. For it. I'll get into that later on, but yeah, there's this mini circles is this reversible gene therapy. It lasts for 2 years. It's incredibly
Yeah.
expensive. It's like 25 grand. The
Per
dude
shot.
per shot, that tech guy who wants to live forever. He just did that. Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did it. I don't know. I was looking into it. It's still a little bit over my head at the moment. Like I'm looking at it like trying to like tell myself that I understand it, and then I walk away and I'm like, what? I gotta read it again, but it's crazy interesting.
Well, did you read the article that he said? He said you might die.
Yeah,
I was like,
did.
I was like, I don't know. I got
Yeah.
to do some research on it, but some people are saying some really good things about it. But
It's interesting. Yeah.
turn you right into a metahuman. How would
I
that be?
know. But it's like, so listen, this is, and also Frank and I weren't even, Lindsay Lohan did that. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, she probably needed some reconditioning of her organs and stuff.
What did Donatella Versace do? Because she transformed. I mean, her transformation is great. Like whatever
Yeah.
she did is incredible. Do you see the before and after of that?
No,
Google
let me
that.
look it up.
Whatever she did, I want to do.
All right.
As I drink my
Before.
Turkey Hill iced tea.
Somebody was asking about it. They were like, "Hey, what is Frank drinking? We want that." Wait, wait a second. Is this real? Is this
Yeah.
what you're talking? Is this what you're talking about? Like, I'm gonna put this. I'll pull it up, but I don't know if this is the actual picture. Okay, wait a
I'll
second.
tell you if that's the one I saw.
Wait, dude, are you sure this is okay?
Yeah,
Here it
that's is an extraordinary before and after.
Yeah, but after is kind of
Yeah.
Not what I expected, right? Okay, hold on. Where is it? I'm looking for my. Something's irritating me. I can't. Where is my stupid box here so I can pull this up? Nothing's easy, dude.
No.
No, nothing's easy. It's annoying me. Oh, there it is. All right, cool. Got it. All right, I'll pull it over.
Let's see.
This is what you're talking about? Are you sure? I don't know where this is from, so sorry.
No.
Right? Like because the after.
No, it was a different one I saw. No, it's
okay.
There's another one. Good. Do a search. Is another one. It's crazy.
All right.
I remember when Versace got shot in Miami.
Good grief.
Because I was going there the next week.
What? Hold on. This might be the one you're talking about then. Is this the one you're talking about?
If it's not edited, I don't know. This is the one if I saw it.
Like this one from 2023. So this is 2023 on the left, 2024 is on the right. Is that freaking right? Because that is definitely, if that's accurate, that is absolutely a
There's one from from 2010 to now. It's crazy. But yeah.
Wow.
So whatever she did it in stages, but she looks so much better.
Wow. That's wow, good, good for her. That must I mean, also to be in the spotlight like that must be rough.
Did you see that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are being sued for $400 million?
I did. It's I know it sounds like a lot, but it's
like that movie Author. That's when $750 million was a lot of money.
Dude, but I saw that and my eyes popped. $400 million. Like I haven't really been following this, so to speak, but like when I have noticed that there's been a lot of news items about this. I don't really understand totally what happened, but $400 million. Also, how did Ryan Reynolds get roped into it? He wasn't on that movie, was he? That they're fighting about.
Listen, I read headlines. I don't.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
like, it wasn't that interesting. Where I had to know. I was just like, wow. It's like when we had those what do you call it? Supermarket tabloids. Wolfman has baby with Frankenstein.
I was like, finally, I'm so glad they got together. I was pulling for them. Yeah, I really wanted them to.
Loch Ness monster scene.
Buying Turkey Hill iced tea. Yeah.
Sasquatch has babies with alligator woman. I'm not gonna read it, but it's interesting.
No, but man, $400 million, that's a lot. What'd you watch?
I did watch the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, though. That was fascinating.
The Netflix one, or did you watch it as it was unfolding?
As it was going on. I watched all the clips on TikTok.
Oh, man. I just know about the Grumpy. I know about that one, the Grumpy, where she dropped a Grumpy in the bed. She took a dump in his bed. Oh, my God.
She dropped a Grumpy. That was awesome. But where do you come up with $400 million? Like, where do you come up with that number?
That's the other thing. How do people figure out what to when they're suing somebody? They just arbitrarily pick a number? Like 400 sounds good. That sounds about right. Like, or is it?
I mean, defamation, loss of income. Was he going to make $400 million in his life? I don't know. Like, how do you come up with that? That's a lot of money.
That is.
How much do you get if you lose an arm?
Or when people are incarcerated for like 20 years, they don't get that much. They get like sometimes a couple million, if that.
How much did Tracy Morgan get from getting hit? Remember when his friend passed away and stuff? Oof. He got some substantial amount of money, I guess. But like, what if you hear about people who are like, paralyzed or lose an eye or whatever. Like, I don't know. So I don't know how you come at the sum of $400 million.
I don't either.
But we hope justice is done no matter what.
Yes. We hope
justice prevails.
Yeah. In fact, since I don't know any of the actual facts from the case, I just hope. I hope the person that deserves to win wins. I don't know anything about it.
I hope there's peace on both sides afterwards.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in growing and I'm more interested in doing that gene therapy so I could breathe underwater.
I know that's the thing.
Like, what are you gonna do? We're getting gills start popping up on your chest.
Well, dude, because okay, so it's because I've been there's another project I've been working on, which Frank knows about. I can't really say too much about it just yet, but I've had to
Yeah,
do a lot of research into this type of stuff, and the amount of advancements that have been made. I mean, peptides alone, to me, from what I'm
yeah.
reading, are pretty insane, right? But people know about them. But some of this stuff, like this reversible gene therapy, I had no idea it was going on. And looking into it, it is incredible. It's incredible what you can do and how they can help your body last longer. Not just your muscles, your tendons and your ligaments, and helping your cognitive function. And I also saw this. It was a mirror it was unveiled at CES. It's just a prototype, or at least conceptual at the moment, but it's a mirror. It's a 3D scan, and I think it kind of not just the body weight and that type of stuff. It's scanning for real issues, like real
Yeah.
potential issues. That is crazy. That's the shit you'd have to go spend a ton of money on before. You have to go book an appointment, go to the doctor, spend MRIs are still expensive. So it just was really cool. It's amazing how far we're going. I don't know how far it's going to go though.
Well, it's funny how two markets that were money in the bank for people have just exploded in different ways as well. And that's hair transplants,
Mm-hmm.
some hair growth, right? For
Mm-hmm.
men and
Yeah.
women. That's huge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And erectile dysfunction or penis growth.
Yeah.
Like those two markets have exploded into, like, now you have all these different companies doing ED drugs, whether it's natural, whether it's pharmaceutical, whether it's a machine,
Yeah.
whatever it
The
may
handy.
be. Yeah, and handy, right? Well, whatever it is, and now people are going to Turkey to get hair transplants, and they got all
Yeah.
these things, and they got red light therapy for your head, and all this stuff. So those markets are blowing up, man. I remember going to a photo studio, Zach, probably in 2001, and they were shaving these guys' heads, and I was like, wow, what are they doing? They doing like a military campaign? They're like, no, they're doing a campaign for hair loss, and they're shooting the before of these guys, and then they're gonna track them as they grow their normal hair back. And they were like, I don't know the name of the supplement they were doing, but it was a fraud. It was a fraud. They were shaving the guys' heads
Oh God.
as to say, oh, I'm bald, but now all of a sudden I have hair. I'm like,
Oh my
wow.
God.
So
Yeah.
be careful what you buy out there, people.
Yeah. Also, if people are going to like Honduras or Turkey for these types of,
You and
um,
I on a boat.
I know, yeah, exactly. I was going to say we're going to be on a life raft, but what is I feel like companies in the U.S. are going to say, well, why don't we figure something out? Why should we let all these people have the money when we want it?
Not the case. I mean, look,
Mm.
Kobe Bryant and I was a couple of pro athletes, right? Didn't they get that procedure done in Germany, or if it was Kobe Bryant or one of the guys, what famous? They went for their knees. They got the PRP or blood spinning or something at
Wow.
the time.
I didn't know that.
Something.
I didn't know they
I'm
did
not.
that.
I'm not sure it was Kobe Bryant. So don't.
Right. Yeah.
But it was a top athlete. They used to go to Germany for the blood spinning and such.
Man, I just feel like if I were, these companies have such a big lobby here that why wouldn't they say we want in, like, we want some of that money? If it's some a 1%er A-lister going overseas and spending all this money, I just can't imagine they
Yeah.
wouldn't want more of it. I just don't get how that all works. It's above my pay grade, but
Who was the guy? It wasn't Kobe. It was somebody with a knee issue. They had shot into their knees, and I don't know. And it was, wow. I don't know. But have you ever done any blood spinning or any plate like?
no, I know you have, right? But I have
Yeah.
not. So I haven't. Judson Chandler says my family member had a hair transplant and looked like planted corn for a couple years. Well, did it grow back? I hope it grew back. I
Planted corn.
mean,
You know what they used to call the guys in the '90s? They used to come to the gym and they'd be people. They used to call them Plugs Bunny. You know what it is? Plugs Bunny. Plugs Bunny.
so,
Here's Plugs
but
Bunny.
did it hurt when you did the blood spinning?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
We're gonna give you some numbing cream. You know what hurt the most? I did the knee shots with the gel shots.
Oh.
So it's like what is this, Slovial fluid or something? It's like it's a
Yeah,
gel
synovial
shot.
fluid. Yep.
Yeah, so when you have no cartilage or whatever,
Oh.
it lubricates it. So they take this needle that's like this big and they
Oh.
shoot it right into your knee. So they're like, yeah, I'm gonna give you this numbing cream. But then you hear
Oh.
the crunching in your knee, and then
Oh.
right after that, I did the cortisone shots as well at the same time. So so you had the cortisone in there, and I did that before I got my knees fixed. I got bilateral knee surgery. They did 4 shots of each.
Oh my
Used to be
God.
used to be 3 shots, one a week, and then they had the all-in-one shot. But it worked. It was good. If people are interested in getting it, it worked for a while. It definitely bought me a couple of years.
Okay. So that's interesting. Well, so I'm just curious. It's also tough because did insurance cover it or was it out of pocket?
No, my insurance covered it.
Oh, all right. That's cool. That's
Yeah,
much better.
I had to show them a decaying knee. MRI. Here it is. Covers.
How about this? How about I'm willing to get these enormous needles put in my knee? Isn't that enough of
Yeah.
that should be enough right there?
Yeah, I'm
Jesus.
trying to cheat you guys and get that pain needle in my knee and
Yeah.
throw up. And
Yeah.
I it's so ridiculous. Like the way I have like when I was competing, I had this giant varicose vein in my knee and my legs, and now it's coming back. I used to get shot every 2 years, and I haven't got it done. They shoot 80 shots of saline directly into the vein, like you're a heroin addict, and then they
Oof.
wrap it. They shoot another one, then they wrap it. They shoot another, and the needle's on hooks, so they go up in the vein to reroute the blood in the
Right.
vein. You stand on a stool as they wrap from your foot up, and then your legs like a mummy for like a day or so. But it's 80 shots, and then when you take the bandages off, all the
80
veins are
shots.
flat and they're all discolored.
Oh.
So if someone's like, "How come you haven't wore shorts and this and that? Do you have skinny legs?" No, I don't have. I actually have really big legs,
Yeah.
but my leg right now on the left has the veins, like the varicose vein, like thing, like they're all black and blue right now.
Is that
So I gotta go
hereditary?
for
Like, is that like,
it's
how does that work?
yeah. My grandmother, father, and mother. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you look back at my bikini, yeah, look back at my bikini pictures. Look back at my
Yeah.
bodybuilding pictures. The vein on my leg, like look at Nick Walker, he has them too.
Yeah. No, I mean, I always
Same.
wondered that because you definitely see them sometimes. I mean, I'm pretty sure Cena had them in his arms at one point too. Like
Yeah,
but I just didn't know if that's how that came about
hereditary.
or if it was. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Paul Delay
I
has one on his shoulder, going like
oof,
here. You know, but it's
yeah.
funny. I only have them in one leg. I don't have them in the other. So it's not like I
Interesting.
specifically, what is it from? Like
Yeah.
using whatever. Or no, it's not anything that has. Just it is what it is. But
So
I'll
I
never
was
be.
actually I was looking at so I'm putting together this thing the FitBiz with Frank talking about Seppi nutrition and the Seppi protein treat. So I've been doing some stuff for some B-roll looking back. Looking at some of your hair, dude, from back in the day, like this picture right here, like you look kind of like it's like you're at Point Break, like you're auditioning for Point Break. Like it's like you had some like serious surfer hair going on in some of these.
Wait,
Was that
zoom
for
in
like
on that hair.
hang on,
Wait,
all right.
zoom in on that hair. Let me show you right now. Yeah,
Okay.
look, you know what? What's in that? That's boy band highlights in there too. Look at
Yeah,
that. Look at the
baby.
blonde highlights.
Hold on. Here's another one. Let me see. I got another one right here. This is a good one. There he is.
That's from Jim.
Yeah. There,
You
and
know who
then
was on
there's,
that? You know who was in that magazine? Who was in that magazine at the time?
oh,
Gabe Kapler.
Gabe
Who
Kapler.
was he was the wow, look at that hair.
Yeah.
Gabe Kapler was the what do you call it? Manager of the Texas Rangers.
Oh, no kidding.
Richard Perez Feria did that magazine. So yeah.
Hold on one sec. Judson, you asked how long the treatment lasted. Which one were you talking about? Frank, for the veins or for the hair? Sorry. But yeah, so these,
Oh,
dude.
for the knees, for the
Oh,
knees. Yeah, the gel shots for the knees lasted. The first one lasted for almost about a year and a half with no
okay,
pain, and then I
that's
did the
cool.
second one after that. Yeah, but you gotta curtail your enthusiasm because when I got it done, I'm like, I could squat 400 again. Like
Yeah.
so you actually. And I was like, screw it, I'm gonna need knee surgery soon anyway, so I might as well abuse the shit out of it. That was the mentality.
Yeah, but he's asking about the veins too. He's asking, didn't he want to know about the
Oh,
length of time between treatments?
so yeah, I haven't done it. Usually it lasts for 2 years and it
Okay.
comes back. Then it comes back again. Yeah.
Still
There's a
2 years, you don't have to
laser.
deal with it.
There's a laser that they do. I have not done the laser. I heard that's less painful and it works, but I never looked into it. But I have to go before summer this year. Usually I go about 3 months before. I'm definitely doing it this year. But it's probably between 1,800 and 2,500
Oh, okay.
for the
Uh,
procedure.
Interesting. Yeah, that's hope that answers your question. But so I was also here's the other thing. Frank's done so much that it's impossible to actually like name it all and cover it all. It's so funny because I also forgot that you were on the cover of romance novels as well. Like, not, so there's books, there's magazines, romance novels, infomercials. You're pitching products. You're on Home Shopping. Like, so it's you're on Cold Pizza. It's just impossible to kind of round it all up because. But when I'm searching back here, I noticed that hair and I'm like, was that a specific request? Was that like somebody saying to you, Frank, we need your hair long and flowy?
So yeah, so when I went on, they call it a go see. The go
Okay.
see is like you when you go for a modeling job. And I went for the romance books. So I went for the go see for the romance books. I'm in the waiting room and there's two guys in there and they're like, yo, dude, oh my God. Yo, bodybuilding. They saw me in bodybuilding and oh my God. So now you have the casting agent there, the client, and they're like listening. Oh, you got all, whatever.
Yeah.
So I went in and I had shorter hair, and they're like, "Oh, you'd be perfect, but you have to grow your hair out a little bit more." So I was like, "All right, cool." So they're like, "All right, come back, whatever." So I got the job, came back, and I started growing it. At the point, I got it down to my shoulders or whatever. So I was like, the bewitched Viking, there's all these crazy things. There's all these crazy things. But the cool thing was, I lived in the city. Manhattan, and all right, I get a call from the agency like, all right, you need to go down and shoot this romance novel, right? It's on Irving Street. So I'd go to Irving Street. I walk in, I'm late because I'm an idiot. I walk in, and then there's a guy on a ladder. There's a flat board with a silk sheet, and then there's a girl under the sheet, this woman, and she has no top on. And I come in, and he's like, "Hurry up and get ready." I'm like, "What?" He goes, no shirt." I'm like, "All right, throw my shirt off." It's like this is within minutes. I'm laying down. He's like, "Put your arm under her," and then I'm like, "Oh, by the way, nice to meet you."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
30 seconds, I had my shirt on, topless, and then all of a sudden, they would like take that picture and they would paint it,
Yeah.
or they would like do it and like all of a sudden I'm in like this magical kingdom on this like platform or whatever. I used to sit on a milk cart and it would turn into like a black stallion. It's like, but yeah, I grew my hair out for that, and then when I was doing that, I did all the bodybuilding covers when I had longer hair or whatever. So it was, and I put like some highlights in it, sat with the foils, and it was funny.
No, it's just it's funny because we were just talking the other day at that event. We were talking. You were like, "Oh, I want to do my hair like this," and when I'm looking at this, I was like, "Damn, dude! Like you've had a bunch of different hairstyles. Mine's always look the same, so it's basically just this. So yours is like when I
Yeah,
saw how long it was. Holy crap! It's really
it
long.
was short and always had it buzzed. I had a buzz like in Metrics 180. It was like close to buzzed, but buzzed down and stuff. It was short. Right now, I got a pompadour right now.
Oh
I don't know.
man.
Should I dye it like back with the highlights?
Whoa, whoa. Whoa. Sorry, the Metrics 180 infomercial just played because I had it up when I was. I'm getting some B-roll about it. Ooh, it was really loud. Yeah, dude. I think let's go back. Let's do it. Let's go back to the 90s. I don't even know what mine looked like
Just put
them.
a headband on and let it grow for the next 4 or 5 months. See what
Yeah,
happens.
I do wear headbands that look like they're straight out of the 90s. I don't even know if I have them right here, but
Yeah, I had one
um,
the other day. I didn't even go to the gym today yet.
no, I haven't either. I gotta. So what I gotta do is I gotta go to therapy at
All right.
noon, and then I gotta after that I come back. I'm going to cut this up, and yeah, get that thing out. It's already live for Steve, but I want to make some clips for us, and yeah,
Yeah,
that'll
man.
be it. Cool.
Are you
All
inviting
right.
anything to collab? I got to put something up. It doesn't
Uh,
have to be today. It could be tomorrow.
I
I'll put something
could.
up.
I probably have. I probably have something. I probably have something done already. I have something extra that I think I did with just me and you. I could toss up. Let me see, because I definitely did a bunch.
All right, cool.
I also ran out of room on my computer, so I had to like dump everything last night. So that was annoying.
Yeah, I'm gonna go change for the gym.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, I'll talk to you later. And thanks everybody. Thanks for all the questions and all the comments. Hope you like the hanging with Steve and got something out of Frank's painful procedures.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Later, everybody.
Bro.
Bye.